All right, what's going on, guys? We are live. I was talking in the Discord, decided to jump on here for a little bit. Just got finished finally making my John Jones Stipe Miocic video, which I'll release, I guess, towards the end of this stream. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. I was going to release it before the stream, but then I was like, well, why release it if everyone's going to jump on the stream? Either way, it'll be out sometime very, very soon in the very near future. But the video is called Will John Jones versus Stipe Miocic headline UFC 282. And this is actually one of my better videos that I've done. It is almost 18 minutes long. I go over the whole entire John Jones situation. I go over the entire Stipe Miocic situation. I go over Francis Ngannou's situation. And I go over every different possible outcome that could happen out of this whole entire heavyweight division debacle that's going on right now. It's a great video. It's 18 minutes. It's actually a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. But it is what it is. It's a great video. And then I say at the end of the video what I hope happens. And hopefully that comes to fruition, but we'll see. So you guys can look forward to that. It's a really solid video. There's some videos that I just end and I'm like, damn, that was a good video. And that's one of them. Reasons I love UFC 281 was incredible. Reasons I hate UFC 282, or reasons I hate 281 was reasons I hate UFC 281 was incredible as well. You guys seem to have loved those videos as well. I mean, we got like a series on our hands now. Every UFC pay-per-view, I will be doing reasons I love and reasons I hate, which is original MMA YouTube content that is not made anywhere else on YouTube. And I love doing it. And it was all born from UFC 279. Thank you, UFC 279. You gave birth to a beautiful idea for content on my YouTube channel. So I'm glad you guys are enjoying them. I really do enjoy making them. I know some people are like, dude, you're way too negative about the fights. Blah, blah, blah. Come on now. We're picking apart the cards. I already have all my reasons. I already have all my reasons for 282. I already have all my reasons ready to go. I can make those videos right now, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to typically wait a second. Today's Monday. Yeah, I'm going to have to grade UFC 281. I just realized I'm going to be doing my grading UFC 281 very, very soon. So I forgot. I usually do the grading video 2 weeks out, and we're basically a little less than 2 weeks out right now. So maybe that'll be out maybe tomorrow. If not, maybe Wednesday after the live chat, something along those lines. Grading UFC 281. That's actually an idea that was born off my second ever YouTube video, where I went through the card, briefly talked about the fights on the card, and you know, said how good it was or how bad it was or whatever it was. That grading video is what eventually morphed out of that second video on my channel where I talked about UFC 262, which is just crazy. And now, for some reason, YouTube has updated their interface, and it's actually very strange now. If you go to my YouTube channel, you can't sort by old anymore, which is actually unfortunate. I like doing that. But now they have a tab for videos and they have a tab for live streams. So now on the channel, it won't show any of the live streams on the normal page, which I like, because sometimes I felt like it was clogging up my channel a little bit when I did a bunch of them. So I kind of like that, but I don't like the fact that now I can't sort. I like to sort, but it is what it is. But yeah, guys, anyway, I'm going to answer some questions here in a little bit. I appreciate every single one of you guys for joining me. Let me see how many subscribers we got now. I haven't checked. We have 5,675 subscribers. We are creeping. We are creeping towards 6,000 and inevitably towards 7,000 and inevitably towards 8,000. We just recently, 9 days ago, surpassed 1 million views on this channel, which is absolute straight up insanity. And let me tell you another. I like to fill you guys in on what's going on in the channel, how the channel is doing. A lot of people complain about getting 4,000 hours of watch time, okay? You need 4,000 hours of watch time within a 12-month period to get monetized, okay? In the last 28 days, okay, again, you need 4,000 hours of watch time within 12 rolling months to get monetized. In the last 28 days, I have 13,000 hours of watch time. In the last 90 days, I have almost 35,000 hours of watch time. So again, I'm going to say this every single stream. If you guys want to support the channel, the number one thing you guys can do is watch the videos from beginning to end. Okay, I know sometimes it's hard, but watch the videos from the beginning to end, because how the algorithm works, it pushes the videos out to you guys who typically watch the videos. Then based on your guys' click-through rate and retention time, it decides, okay, this group that normally watches is really loving this video. Everyone's clicking on it. Everyone's watching till the end. Then they decide to expand and recommend it to people who wouldn't normally watch. And then based on their reactions, they expand it more and more and more. So the number one thing you can do, watch the videos from beginning to end. Would greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. And it's free. And it's free. All this stuff I put out on the channel is 100% free. So would appreciate it, you guys, if you did it. I can't believe we're almost to 6,000. I'm going to freak out at 10,000, actually. I might have like a stroke at 10,000, because that's a huge number. But just so you guys know, the channel's doing well. We got a new video coming out after this stream or during this stream or something. I don't know when I'm going to release it. Jon Jones, Stipe Miocic, will it headline UFC 282? Which I give you guys a definitive answer on that. Tomorrow or Wednesday, you will get my grading UFC 281 video, where I will go through the main card. I'll briefly talk about each fight, and then I will grade it on a scale from 1 to 10. Guys, before we get into questions, which fill the chat with questions, do me a favor, everyone in here, like the stream. That's how these streams get recommended to more people. And then next thing you know, boom, we have another 10 subscribers on the channel, which I'm just in shock still. You know, if you guys remember before 1,000, it was insane. So to be almost at 6,000 is insane. And we got some big events coming up, so there's going to be some serious growth soon. I'm going to start hopefully on Wednesday and Thursday. Really got to start on my UFC 281 prediction videos. I really got to start. I'm stressed out because I'm doing a bunch of those as well. I did my Amanda Lemos versus Marina Rodriguez prediction. Ugh. It isn't a bad fight, but it is what it is. It's not main event worthy. And I've never missed a main event, but I knew that video is not getting very many views, honestly. People don't care about it. Whether they should or shouldn't, it's up for debate. But it is what it is. It's out. If you guys haven't checked out that video, I would greatly appreciate it as well. It's a solid video. Don't get me wrong. I just understand a lot of people aren't super interested in that main event. So I understand. Okay. Random stream. Let's go. What's up, French fries? What's up, homework? Jin Yu Frey versus Pollyanna. Who do you got? I don't know. I lean Pollyanna, but I'm not sure. Honestly. Ramona Pascual versus the Brazilian. Who is she fighting? Ramona Pascual? Is that on this week's card? Or am I imagining things? Yeah, that is this week's. Tamir's Vidal. Let me go to Topology real quick. I'm sorry. I can't. Somehow I Googled it and I end up on ShareDog. And I will get you an answer to your question, my friend. Also, if anybody's watching, I meant to say this in the beginning. If anybody's watching right now and you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. I would greatly appreciate it. Okay, let's take a look. All right, so I already said Jin Yu Frey versus Pollyanna Viana. I mean, that's a 50-50 fight, honestly. I'll probably lean Pollyanna just because she's younger. But I don't think either girl's particularly that good. As far as the other one, as far as Ramona Pascual versus Tamir's Vidal, I haven't seen a lot on Vidal. I've only seen the 2 losses of Ramona Pascual within the UFC. Yeah, everything else is outside the UFC. But she's 34 years old. I'm going with the Brazilian girl. Younger by 10 years. She's on a winning streak, even though, You know, she's very inexperienced. I mean, honestly, could go either way, but I can't go with Romana Pascal after what I've seen from her last few fights. Okay, continuing on. Both the UFC 281 videos did good. I hope you guys enjoyed them. And yes, he doesn't know he's live. What are you talking about? I don't know what that means, but okay. What's up, Billy? What's going on, Billy? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I've had the new update for months. I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know how it works. Volk versus Islam, UFC 284, thoughts? I think it makes a lot of sense. I'm sad for Beneil Dariush, but at the same time, Volk's kind of earned it. As far as, you know, look what he's done in the 45 division, in the featherweight division, is a better way to say it. And how can you deny him a fight that he wants? You know, he's the backup supposedly for 280. As far as the way the fight goes down, I think Islam's going to be too big, too strong, so I'm going Islam. But I think Volk could pull it off. I'm not counting him completely out. What's up, Sobro? Jacob Huffman, 281 is almost here. I know. I keep forgetting. I really got to get to work on those 281 predictions. Now I'm stressed. If Izzy Pereira is another snoozer, will they keep putting Izzy on main events? Yes. So many released today. The saddest Maximov. The happiest Maximov. I am happy that Nick Maximov got cut. He was riding the coattails of training with the Diaz brothers, and that's it. He sucked. I'm glad that he's gone. He talked a lot of shit and never did anything. Had a terrible fight style. Never even looked good. I know he was injured in his last fight, so we should cut him a little bit of slack for that. But dude got guillotined immediately by Petrosky. The fight that he did win was a garbage, terrible shit fest. So, good riddance, Nick Maximov. Good riddance. Does the Mighty Mouse beat everyone in the bantamweight currently? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. What's up, Air Mamba? What's up, Big Rocker Johnson? When do you think Usman Edwards 3 fight is? I really want to see Usman's mentality after the Hail Mary KO loss. I actually talk about that in the video that I'm going to be releasing here after this live stream, but I believe it'll be in March or April of next year. I'm guaranteed March or April of next year, unless something unforeseen happens. Thanks, mate. No problem. I think UFC 280 was a little more stacked, but 281 is looking great. That is true. That is true. I'm here. What's up? What's up, Sinister? In light of super fight of Volk versus Islam, are there any super fights that you think will happen in the near future, and what super fights would you want to see? Another thing I talk about in the recent video, the only other super fight I could see, and I would consider this a super fight, is John Jones, Francis Ngannou for the heavyweight title. I could see that happening in the near future, and that's the fight that I want to see. I've been getting back into kickboxing, and now Izzy Alex fight has me even more hyped. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I'm happy for you. I think the anticipation is just as fun as watching the fights. Sandman 2122112. Thank you for your $2 Canadian. I believe that's what it is. Moicano or Riddell. I will be doing a full breakdown and prediction on this fight, hopefully. But I'm leaning Brad Riddell. I think Moicano, how can you pick him after that brutal thrashing from RDA? And I think he doesn't have this super dynamic elite striking to put Brad Riddell out. But Brad Riddell's coming off 2 losses himself, so it's kind of a tough fight to pick. I'm going to dig deeper into it very, very soon. But I'm leaning Brad Riddell, and I think I'm going to stick with that. My gut is usually right with my picks, and whenever I research and then change my pick, it usually ends up being wrong. I initially had Beneil Dariush versus Gamrot. I changed to Gamrot, wrong. I initially had Bilal Muhammad, changed my pick, got it wrong. It happens to me all the time. So my gut is Brad Riddell. We'll see what happens after I watch some tape. But thank you for the $2, the $2 Canadian. I appreciate your donation, my friend. Thank you for supporting the channel, and thank you for your super chat, my friend. Okay, is Sarukian versus Ismagulov your most anticipated fight night for the rest of the year? Off the top of my head, yes. Arman Sarukian versus Damir Ismagulov is an amazing fight night. That's the main event, right? That's got to be the main event, right? If it's not, I can't believe it. That's an amazing fight. Super under the radar. 2 crazy ass last names. Probably won't get enough respect, but that is an amazing fight night fight, and I hope and pray that nothing happens to it. Do you think Tagir Ulanbekov beats Nate Maness? I think that one could go either way. I slightly lean Tagir, however you pronounce his name, but Nate Maness is I mean, he has some decent skills. Lost to Umar Nurmagomedov, I believe, in his last fight. But I don't know. Let me think about that one a little bit more and ask me again before it happens. Is that this Saturday too? Is that this Saturday too? I was gonna say we'll talk about it on Wednesday maybe. Yeah, it is this Saturday too. Yeah, I lean Tagir. What was Tagir's last fight? Tim Elliott, Alan Nascimento, where he lost via split decision. Yeah, I lean Tagir. I think Nate Maness is decent, but I don't know. He's not really just great anywhere. And I think Tagir could get it done. So I lean Tagir. Also, I'm sad that Bryce Mitchell got canceled this week. Was looking forward to that fight. I know Bryce Mitchell, Mavsar, Evloev. I was really looking forward to that one. I think Josh Emmett fights Arnold Allen, but they will offer Yair the Allen fight, but he probably won't accept. The way Yair would have gotten to fight either Emmett or Allen, get a title fight. That was a lot in one sentence. I think Josh Emmett fights Arnold Allen, but they will offer Yair the Allen fight, but he probably won't accept. The way Yair would have to fight after either Emmett or Allen get a title fight. I have no clue. I don't know if they're going to do Emmett Allen. I feel like Yair, whatever big fight that goes on in featherweight, I feel like Yair's in it. But who knows? Evening, Joey, do you think Reyes is going to turn things around at 281? He should. My brain is telling me yes, but I don't trust his chin at this point. I don't trust his nose at this point. And Ryan Spann, say what you will about his skill set, he can KO any man. I mean, he is huge for the light heavyweight division. So, short answer, yes. Long answer, maybe not. Better fight Emmett versus Allen or Emmett versus Yair? Better fight Allen versus Yair. Emmett lost his last two, in my opinion. I don't want to see him in a big fight. Honestly, if Volk loses to Islam, it's a nice rebound fight for his legacy would be to fight and beat Cejudo. Yeah, I actually have a video idea on that. I just haven't got around to it yet, and it's not super time sensitive, so maybe in like a week or two, I have a total idea about a UFC grand scheme of things with Cejudo. Guess we'll never see Maximov versus Chimaev. So sad. Yeah, so sad we won't get to see Maximov get brutalized by Chimaev. Do you feel like the UFC is going downhill? A lot of cards this year ended up being disappointing, and there's a few controversies like fighter pay, questionable decision, and lackluster pay-per-view sales. We don't actually know the pay-per-view sales. A lot of people are speculating on them. But no, the UFC has its, peaks and valleys. Some years it's great. Some years it's not as great. This is just one of those years where it's just not, a lot of things aren't living up to its hype as much as it could. I still think it was a decent year, and I think 280, 281, and 282 can kind of dig us out of that hole and turn the entire year around, because it's three massive events. 280 was kind of with some questionable decisions and injuries in the co-main, but this year hasn't. I think this year is lesser than 2021, if that's the question. If Volk loses, does Max go up to lightweight? Maybe. I think Max is just waiting out to see what happens with Volk. How would you organize that match card for UFC 282? What do you mean by that? I'm not sure what you mean. Can Colby grind out a win versus Chimaev? No, I think Chimaev wins. If Colby wins, it's going to be with his cardio and, maybe win like the third, fourth, and fifth round. But I see Colby losing to Chimaev. Battle of the Trash Cans, Josh Parisian versus Chase Sherman. My money is on Sherman. I wouldn't bet anything on Chase Sherman. I would not bet anything on Chase Sherman. Who are you rooting for, Aljamain or Sugar? If that fight happened, I would probably root for Sean O'Malley. Aljamain Sterling just rubs me the wrong way, and I don't want to see him as champion anymore. But Aljamain Sterling would win that fight. I'm pretty confident in that. But I'd probably be rooting for O'Malley. But I probably would be like barely just rooting for him. I'm so hyped for Topuria versus Bryce. Super underrated fight. Love that fight. Yeah, it's not main event. Who's the main event over top of that? I think Strickland Cannonier is the main event, sadly, but Yale Tapology says December 17th. That's crazy. I was Billy the Puppet for Halloween photo on Discord. Okay, we will see. Where's the photo at? What do you mean? That's the guy from Oh, is that what his name is from Saw? Okay. Which one of these wins was worse? Jacoby's early walk-off KO or Jacoby's early walk-off KO or Roundtree's robbery? Which one of these wins was worse? Jacoby? What do you mean Jacoby's early walk-off KO or Roundtree robbery win which was close? You're going to have to rephrase that question. I'm confused. What do you think of Aljo holding up the division until June? Disgusting. Disgusting. Like, I know I already don't like Aljamain Sterling. I find him, he just rubs me the wrong way, and everything he says is just digging the hole deeper and deeper. Not that he cares what I think, but I'm just saying with fans in general. But now we have a guy that's saying, I'm not fighting till June, essentially saying I will fight one time in 14 months. From April of 2021 to June of 2020, or April of 2022 to June of 2023, he will have fought one time against TJ Dillashaw. You know, I hate to say it because I really shouldn't feel this way, and this really wouldn't be fair. I would love the UFC just strip him. He turns down a fight, just strip him. I can't stand Aljo as a champ, honestly. What are your thoughts about Silva versus Block? Okay, here's my thoughts. I really thought about making a video on this. And I might still make a video on this, but honestly, I probably won't. So I'll answer it one time here. I talked about it a little bit on the stream that I did, the members only stream on Saturday. Look. The people that are saying, this guy can box. Oh, he's so great. He can box. Is just disconnected from reality. The people saying all of a sudden that, oh, well, he beat Anderson Silva. We must show him the respect. So it's just crazy because, oh, he can really box. He can really box this and that. I mean, come on now. He can really box, but he's yet to actually box somebody. A boxer. He's yet to actually box. I said that wrong. He's yet to actually box a boxer. He beat up Ben Askren, who I honestly like my chances in a striking match. Like being dead serious, if you said, look, you know, box Ben Askren, you know, if you win, you get $100,000. If you lose, you get nothing. I will take those odds all day long. Okay? I will brutalize Ben Askren in a striking match. Okay? Then you look at Woodley. Okay. Woodley has some power, but never been a great striker, ever. Definitely never had good hands. Oh, what does that mean? And Woodley's washed up on top of that as an MMA fighter. Then, now he goes out there and wins a decision against Anderson Silva. Okay? And whoever asked this question, I hope you're happy you're getting an answer because usually I don't talk about this. He beats a 47-year-old Anderson Silva. Was Anderson Silva an amazing striker in MMA? Yes. But that's MMA striking. MMA striking is vastly different than boxing. He's not a boxer. And supposedly, I have not seen it. I've seen a couple highlights here and there. They're not super telling. But from the general consensus, this was a competitive fight. And now, Ariel Helwani, the dick sucking from Ariel Helwani, has been literally infuriating. They got to show him his respect now, blah, 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 blah. He has yet to box a boxer. And all these fans are eating it up. All the MMA media is eating it up. There's a lot of people just eating this up and pushing this narrative. And I'm so sick and tired of. We have to give this guy his credit. We have to give him his credit. For what? For what? If you want to give him credit for making money, putting on a spectacle and making money, fine. I couldn't be happier. Everyone deserves to make money. Everyone deserves to make good money. I'm happy he's supposedly paying these guys good paychecks. But in reality, what he's doing is he's dragging washed up MMA fighters out of retirement. He's beating them up and using it to show legitimacy. That's it. And people are claiming that he's now a proven boxer. How can you be a proven boxer when you've never boxed a boxer? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. If I go to the tennis courts right now and I play, a 7-year-old child in tennis and I just whoop their ass in tennis, just completely shut them out, are people going to start saying, oh, he's the greatest tennis player ever. He deserves the respect. Just because if I was a celebrity in doing that, that's essentially what he's doing. It's disgusting. The people that are elevating this guy off of beating washed up MMA fighters are disturbing. And the fact that there's people reveling in the fact that he took out via decision a almost 50-year-old Anderson Silva, it's just flat out disgusting. It's disgusting. It proves absolutely nothing. Anderson Silva has not legitimately won a fight since, I believe, 2012. 2012. I know he has someone's going to say he beat Derek Brunson. That fight was shit. Most people thought Derek Brunson won the fight. Regardless, Anderson Silva has not been good even in MMA. And it breaks my heart to say this. He's one of my favorite fighters. He's the guy that got me in MMA. Has not had a solid win since 2012. Breaks my heart. To take out a 50-year-old man who does not participate in that sport for a long period of time, and to claim it as legitimacy to prove that he can box is a joke. And then on top of that, you have Ariel Helwani. Okay, I actually let me pull up my tweet from today, because there was a clip of Ariel Helwani circulating online, which really just pissed me off the second I saw it. And I quoted it, and essentially I'm going to paraphrase the clip, but Ariel says, I'm sick and tired of Twitter. I hate Twitter because all these people are saying that Jake Paul's fights are fixed, and I can't stand these conspiracy theorists, and it's ruining the sport. That's what he said. He said people claiming Jake Paul's fights are fixed are ruining the sport. First off, you are clamoring and holding on to Jake Paul because he generates interest for you. Okay? Does the boxing media cover MMA? I don't think so. I'm not familiar. I'm asking that as a question. I don't think boxing media covers MMA. But yet the MMA media are just holding on to Jake Paul and like, oh my God, we got to put him on headlines and we got to post clips of him everywhere. Ariel Helwani, without a doubt, I would bet my life on this, is collecting a check from Jake Paul to promote him. Okay? I responded to this video and I said, LMFAO, saying Jake Paul's fights might be fixed is ruining the fight game for Ariel Helwani. Jake Paul drags washed up fighters out of retirement to beat them up in a different sport in an attempt to legitimize himself, all while Ariel promotes it and drools all over him. This is egregious. Ariel is one of the best interviewers in the game. Don't get me wrong. but the guy can be bought and sold. I knew it for years. He used to push every agenda the UFC wanted. And I said for years, and I wish I had a channel to prove this, I said he is getting his checks from the UFC. All of a sudden, he gets banned from the events. Guess what? He goes out crying. He shouldn't have been banned to begin with, but he goes out there crying and says, yes, the UFC and Zuffa were signing my checks. He worked for them, and he was fired from them. And the fact that he's now cashing a check from Jake Paul, using his influence over MMA fans to promote these YouTube boxing fights where he's not even boxing actual boxers. And then on top of that, you have a guy that's basically scamming his viewers for literal years, basically, with like weird like gambling shit. And the list goes on with this guy. You know, Ariel can be bought and sold at any point in time. He's promoting this dog shit. And the narrative that now Jake Paul has proven himself as a boxer is absolute horseshit. Any media member that says that has lost all legitimacy. And the only reason they are saying this, they're not saying it because they necessarily believe it. They're saying it because it has become the popular thing to say. And also, the headlines that they need. They need headlines. They need stuff that people will click on. Okay? They want stuff that people will click on. There's another tweet that I have right here. Let me see if I can find it. It's appalling. The MMA media is giving Jake Paul props and saying, quote, this guy can really box because he beat up a senior citizen, Anderson Silva. It's truly sad how desperate they need headlines that the MMA landscape as a whole just isn't providing. So they latch onto a YouTube boxer. And this is exactly why I don't talk about this. And I'm a little bit annoyed that I'm talking about it right now. But what they're doing is MMA can't constantly produce these headlines that they need for attention. They need these big stories, you know? Why do you think like news stations send people out in hurricanes and shit like that to cover the weather? Because they think it does good ratings. Why do you think there's nothing but bad news ever on the news? Because it generates ratings. Jake Paul, unfortunately, in our sport, generates decent clicks, decent views. And that's what they're doing here. That's what they're doing. They are latching onto this man because they don't have a lot else going on right now. And it's a big viewer for them. They're making videos about it. They're talking about it. They're interviewing him. They're tweeting about it. They're pretending like this guy's really legitimate. But he's not. And to touch on the fight fixing, okay? As if it's completely outlandish, a man with hundreds of millions of dollars couldn't fix a fight. And what they do, and I'm not saying that the fights are fixed. I don't even believe that they are fixed. It would not surprise me, okay? It would not surprise me if in one way or another they are fixed. And what they go to when they say, these fights aren't fixed. How could they be fixed? And they're showing highlights of real punches landing, and they're saying, these are hard punches. How could this be fixed? When someone says a fight is fixed, that doesn't mean they're pulling punches. That doesn't mean they're not actually hitting each other. That just means, okay, you know, maybe this guy is just maybe not taking it as seriously. Maybe he's just going to go in there and fight like shit on purpose. That doesn't mean he's not actually going to fight. They have to make it look legitimate. Again, I don't think these fights are fixed. But it would not surprise me if they were. It would not surprise me if a YouTube boxer could pay these guys extra. And it's not going to be this grand conspiracy. It's going to be like one person in on it, okay? I do not think the fights were fixed. But to act like someone suggesting that is some massive conspiracy theorist, I think is ridiculous. Because I think there's a legitimate chance that it could be. Okay? There could be a legitimate shot that these fights were fixed. And I'm not saying they're faking getting knocked out. I'm not saying they're faking throwing punches. But they could know, okay, I'm not really going to take this fight seriously. And I'm not going to try to win this fight. I'm just going to go out there, fight, make it look as real as possible, throw actually punches, land punches, leave myself wide open. Or, from what I heard in the Anderson Silva case, be inactive. be inactive and lose rounds from inactivity. So, if you are suggesting that, I don't think it's completely outlandish. I don't personally believe it. I think this man optimizes every possible thing to win, and I believe that he will retire undefeated because he's going to continue to handpick opponents that he knows he can beat. And that's the strategy. And to sit here and pretend like he has some legit skills against some professional boxer is ridiculous because he's never boxed a professional boxer. Essentially, he's just picking out guys from other sports and beating them up. I don't care that it's MMA. MMA is vastly different than boxing as a whole. Vastly different, okay? I get it. They're both combat sports. But they're vastly different, okay? It's just crazy. It's just absolutely crazy that people think for some reason because you strike in MMA, it's the same sport as boxing. And just so you know, because this is the only time I'm going to talk about it, I'm not answering any more questions. I done went on a 10-minute rant. Jake Paul is going to murk Nate Diaz badly. Badly. Undersized, old, full of CTE, walking forward, always hittable. He's going to murk him. He's going to KO him. And then they're going to say, oh my God, can you believe it? He's so legitimate. He took out 45-year-old Nate Diaz. I know he's not that old, but you get the point. And they're going to say, Ariel's going to be like, what are the haters going to have? Look at I seen a clip of the interview from Ariel. What are the haters going to say now? Like Ariel's literally acting like a WWE manager when he interviews Jake Paul. The dude is bought and sold. The dude's a scam artist. The guy's a shill. He does some of the best interviews in the game. But he loves those clicks. He loves those views when he talks about Jake Paul, which is why I never talk about him. I refuse to talk about him. I'll give you this one exception because, this shit's been driving me nuts. I thought about making a video on it. I couldn't stomach it. But it is what it is. Moving on real quick. Let's see. Where are we at? I have no idea where we were at, guys. I might have to jump in. NKS, thank you for the college fund. I greatly appreciate you. Fight Sports Talk, thank you for the $5 New Zealand. Ariel's as fake as they come, has been for 10 years. He literally cries when people disagree with him, yet always antagonizes people. He's a fanboy. Yeah, I don't trust Ariel at all. I think, the guy can be bought and sold, no integrity, cries and whine, instigates fights, blah, 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 this and that. And, like it or not, because Ariel is one of the best interviewers in the game, his entire career was built on Dana White in the UFC feeding him information. I watched the rise of Ariel Helwani. When he was breaking all that news back in the day, you notice he doesn't break a whole lot of news now? When he was breaking all the news back in the day, it was because the UFC and Dana White were feeding him all the news because he was a glorified publicist for the UFC. So, there you guys go. There's my rant about Jake Paul. NKS, thank you for the $2 donation. Chaels is hype man. That tells you everything. Couldn't have said it better myself. Could not have said it better myself, my friend. Absolute, the worst tandem in MMA. I mean, seriously. Chael will say, oh, Ariel's so great. Blah, blah, blah. Disturbing. Ariel needs to get his pantyhose out of the tangle. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, he just wants to get the money. He definitely just wants to get the money. And by any means necessary. So, it is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it. And, that's what it is. All right, I'm going to try to figure out where I was at. Thank you guys for the super chats. I appreciate you. Again, NKS, thank you for the donations. And Fight Sports Talk, I appreciate the donations. It means a lot that you guys are willing to support the channel. And now I'm going to try to figure out where I was at. Whoever asked that question got their money's worth. I'll tell you that much. They got their money's worth. Okay. They were both roided out and it was a freak show. Okay. What do you think of Claudio Puelles versus Dan Hooker? Who wins? Dan Hooker should be able to win that. Claudio Puelles is going to have to drag him to the ground and submit him, which he could. But Dan Hooker could be a ghost of his former self. It's hard to say. I'm going to dig deeper into that one. But I'm leaning Dan Hooker. But Dan Hooker might be done for. He might be done for. He might not be the same guy. So it's hard to say. If Aljo's going to hold the division up till June of 2023, the UFC will make an interim title O'Malley versus Vera. That could very well happen. That could very well happen. Joey, stop disrespecting my idol Jake Paul or I will unsubscribe. Some guy in the chat. Yeah, I'm going to scroll down. I'm sure there's somebody who's talking shit and saying, I don't know what I'm talking about. Look, I'm always open to hear respectful discussion. But, you know, if you don't, you know, if you want to be disrespectful and say some bullshit, you don't have to watch this. You're here watching me. I'm not watching you. You're here watching me. If you don't want to hear my opinion, get the fuck out. So, of course, we can have fun, educated discussion. But if you're going to act like a maniac, adios. Anderson boxing is not great. Jake Paul searching in the retirement home. Yeah, I'm sure he's going to take out Diego Sanchez next. I've never boxed in my life, but I would demolish Askren in a boxing match. Yeah. The fact Jake couldn't even put away a 47-year-old Silva, though, yeah, I think that's more telling than anything. Also, Ben Askren was fresh off hip surgery. Very true. You sound dumb, Joey. You didn't even watch the fight. I don't need to watch the fight to give any of the analysis that I just gave. So I don't know how I sound dumb. But, okay, fair enough. Did Ben Askren take a dive or no? It's possible. Doubtful, but it's possible. By the way, guys, I hope you guys had a good Halloween, even though it's now over. Yeah, that's Jake Paul's burner. Anderson literally just beat Julio Chavez Jr. What does that really mean, though? What does that really mean? Bro, I don't even like Jake, but Joey's making shit up. He sounds dumb. All right. Funny thing is, Anderson should have won. There you go. Want to see Jake Paul versus Canelo? There will be no doubt. Yeah, that's never going to happen. You can't just make up facts. I did not make up anything. Everything I said was either an opinion or unequivocally true. So I don't know what you're talking about. I thought Anderson was winning. Okay. I don't know. I haven't seen the fight. I don't care who was winning. It's irregardless to everything I just said. But I'm interested to hear what you have to say. I'm just saying it for the points I was making. It's irrelevant. I don't care if he went out there and outclassed them. Doesn't matter. To be honest, I don't really watch boxing. Agreed. It's equivalent to someone practicing three-point shooting and then challenging a former pro basketball players that can't shoot very well in a three-point contest. I wouldn't even go that far. Former high school players who aren't good at shooting. Because it's a different sport. Made it. What's up, Constantly Growing? Thank you for being a member. If anybody wants to become a member of the channel, the link is down in the description. Also, guys, do me a favor. If you have not already, like the stream. I would greatly appreciate it if you like the stream. Also, if you're watching and you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Some of you guys are saying I had it 5-3, if not 6-2 for Silva. Okay. A lot of people are saying Silva won. I did not know this. But it wouldn't surprise me. Diaz boy got cut from the UFC. Now he fought out his contract. The cleaner work in boxing is scored way higher. Yeah, I don't know how boxing is scored, so I can't speak on that, and I didn't watch the fight. Thank you again, NKS, for the $2 for the college fund for the kid to be. Thank you. Always appreciate your donations. Not MMA washed up. Exactly. People say, you know, when you're speaking facts and it doesn't fit their narrative, they say, oh, you're just a hater. Everything I said is true. Were you annoyed by the whole the champion has a name spam? No, I didn't see a lot of spam from that. Ariel's a clout chaser. Yeah, for sure. Doesn't matter now. Jake gonna fight an actual boxer who's not 10 years plus older than him. Never gonna happen. Never gonna happen. You were a professional hater. I gotta respect it. Whatever you want to think, that's fine. Normalizing being blocked by Ariel. Okay. Silva was almost 25 years older than Jake, and Jake couldn't put him away, and Jake is one-dimensional. I don't know what you mean by one-dimensional, because boxing is one dimension, but all right. Everybody drop a like. Yeah, guys, like the stream. We got 67 people in the chat right now, and we got 21 likes. What the hell, guys? What the hell? People who say it can't be fixed haven't seen a fixed fight. They're just morons. Exactly. I mean, they're acting like it has to be choreographed, fixed, like WWE style. No, that's not how it works. Why does all this JP stuff bother you so much? It's just entertainment. It doesn't bother me. The fights themselves don't bother me. It's the people pushing nonsense narratives into the sport of MMA when it's disconnected from the sport of MMA. So if you want to watch it, maybe Jake's from, maybe Jake's supporting someone from Southern California, so that's why you got a hard on for him. That's fine. If you want to enjoy the entertainment, that's fine. But that's all it is. It's entertainment. It's not legitimate boxing skill. He's not fighting until he fights someone who's a legitimate boxer. He's not a proven boxer. I will literally go 20. I will go to an elementary school playground tomorrow and go 20-0 in boxing, and I'll have 20 first-round knockouts. Does that make me a legitimate boxer now? Huh? Does it make me a legitimate boxer? No, it doesn't. Or the judging is rigged because Silva low-key won but didn't get the decision? Could very well be. Boxing judges are so effed, it's unreal. Wouldn't surprise. I mean, I've been hearing about boxing judges for ages. For absolute ages. So. Okay. He loves the money. That he does. I think you should start talking more. No. Nope. Checkers lane. I'm not going to discuss it. I'm not going to be exactly what I hate. I hate people who latch onto these dumb topics just for clicks and likes. And I'm not going to be one of those people. Yeah, Ariel loves money, that's for sure. I definitely think is on roids. I definitely think his opponents are hand-picked. I don't think the boxing is high level, but a YouTuber is embarrassing MMA champions. Washed up MMA champions. I think you're missing a key word there. Yeah, thanks for the donations. Jake is definitely on roids. Could very well be. Who knows? I'm not going to diagnose from an online image, but maybe. He has the money to. Probably not. They probably don't have legitimate testing. Who's his same? Looks like a poster child for steroids. Any athletic person, stop it. What are you saying there? I don't know what you're talking about. Did you trick or treat today? Absolutely not. Facts. Why would you fight a guy that's about to be 48 when you're in your prime? There you go. Especially with the training and roids he has. It's nothing special. I'm so hyped for 281. Agreed. Arrow just wants to get money. Stop it. All these media guys, including yourself, are trying to get views one way or another. It doesn't make you fake. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. When you push something a certain way because you know it will generate views and clicks and won't get you backlash, that means you're fake. That means you're being bought and sold. That's irrelevant. Everybody wants clicks and views. You don't need to be fake to do it. You don't. And, if you don't believe that, then I think you're delusional and you don't know what you're talking about then. Because I do it. Not to the extent he does, obviously. Nowhere even close. But I'm getting decent views right now on the channel for the size of the channel. I'm not being fake. I could easily have dick rode Sean O'Malley. I could dick ride Jake Paul. I could dick ride all these, YouTube boxing fests that are getting lots of clicks and views and say, oh, this is great, and cater to large cult-like following fan bases. And I guarantee I would have more subscribers than I have right now. But guess what? The only thing I care about here on this channel is giving you my honest opinion. That's it. That's it. Obviously, do I want to talk about topics that are relevant, that'll generate clicks, that'll generate interest? Yes. But on those topics, I'm going to give you 100% my honest opinion, regardless if I think you will love that opinion, regardless if I think you will hate that opinion. So, UFC 280 card spoilers. No one is impressed by any fight. Okay? 40% of athletic people with top-notch roids, Paul size, and age with his trainers have a good shot. Okay? I don't know about that. Honest opinion on the O'Malley versus Sean judging, it was horrific. Horrific. I think it was a terrible, brutal robbery. Boxing is just a joke. Yeah, that's why I don't watch the shit or really talk about it much. Why is everyone saying Jan did nothing with the takedown? Did everyone just miss the ground and pound he threw? I mentioned that. I have a whole video on the robbery. But yeah, for some reason people just parroted that because O'Malley said that and some O'Malley fans said that, but it's not true. Is Bryce Mitchell a little for Googling flat earth theory. Yes. Dude just parroting MMA guru. What is that? I don't even know what that means. Chat, I mean. What are you saying? I don't understand what you're saying. You're gonna have to rephrase that. Did Hamzat missing weight make you a bigger fan of his? Yes, in a way. Yes, in a way, because he reshuffled the entire 279 fight card, which made me very, very, very happy. So yes, even though it shouldn't have. I understand. Damn straight the answer is yes. If Snake arguably beats Silva, then you think he'll destroy Nate or not? He'll destroy Nate, yes. Go look at how Mandana versus Mayweather was scored. You think Mandana won the fight? If you think Silva won, that's just how boxing is scored. Yeah, I have no idea. No idea. It occurs, thank you for NKS for the $5 super chat. I greatly appreciate you. It occurs to me we have a cesspool for MMA media from obnoxious and intolerable. Hawani, Chael, DC, Josh Thompson, Bisbing. Will things ever change? No, it will not. It will be like this forever. It will be like this forever. It is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it. I'm going to continue to give you guys honest opinions. I'm not going to be ever scared of fan backlash. I'm not going to ever be worried that you guys are going to hate my opinion and hate me because of it. Regardless of what anybody thinks, I'm always open to discussion. I'm always open to potentially change my mind based on the facts that are laid out. But I'm going to give you guys an honest opinion. You know, I wouldn't sit on here and say, push dumbass fake shit, even for, $50,000. You don't believe that's true? You don't need to believe me, but I won't. But as far as the MMA landscape, these guys are going to continue to latch on to things that are popular. There is a reason that the MMA media has been very soft on Conor McGregor over the years. When, he throws dollies through buses and gets fights canceled, and he punches old men in bars, and they don't ask him about potential rape allegations and stuff like that. It's because he's very, very popular. MMA fans are very brutal, are very fickle, and they're able to kind of cultivate the MMA media. And then there's just some insufferable people who are just have the worst personalities ever. So I don't know. I hope one day that it can change, but I don't have hope for it. And but at the end of the day, that was my inspiration for starting this YouTube channel, because the MMA media is garbage. And I know someone's going to say, well, technically you're kind of part of the MMA media now. And I kind of get that. I understand that. But the MMA media that's existed for the last 10 years is garbage. There you go. About to have 20 charges, Joey. Yeah, that is very true. That is very true. Nah, bro, you're just a hater. I can't lie, but how are you comparing Anderson Silva to kids? That was not the comparison. My point was, he's beating up people that aren't even remotely on his level, who are washed up from a different sport. Okay? These are hand-picked, very winnable matchups. And my analogy were hand-picked, very winnable matchups. Salam, brother, what's going on? Worrying about whether Jake Paul is a legitimate boxer is a complete waste of anyone's time. It's a sideshow. Watch it or don't. Well, I don't know why you're telling that to me, because I'm not worried about it. The MMA media, the mainstream MMA media, is worried about it. They're the ones saying this guy's a legitimate boxer. And his fans, his cult-like fan base, is saying it as well. So make sure you go keep that message, keep putting it out there. You don't need to tell it to me, though. So that was a waste of your time telling it to me. Although you got to give Paul credit, since he tried to fight a boxer twice and Fury pulled out twice. Kind of reminds you of Islam and Leon. No. Well, the one was super shady. The one where the guy was kind of bigger. They were trying to like destroy him. They were having weight limitations weeks out. And that shit was very shady. The Fury stuff, I don't know what all went on there. But I'm sure there's plenty of actual legitimate boxers who were more than accommodating to step in there and fight him and box him. So at the end of the day, he's chose not to. Poirier's going to smash Chandler. We will see. Dude, Fight Life, you literally have the worst opinions ever. If you don't think that Woodley and Anderson Silva are washed up, then I genuinely believe you need to go have an MRI and you need to have your brain examined. If you don't think they were washed up. Okay? There's nothing, I can't convince you of that. If you can't plainly see it, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. That is one of the craziest messages you've ever sent. For some reason, even Joe Rogan discarded what Jan did. The narrative has taken hold. It has been pushed around on social media. I've gotten so many comments saying takedowns with no damage mean nothing, which isn't even true. No, he doesn't care about the fighters. He doesn't care about fighter pay. He wants to get attention, and that's it. That's it. That's why he's constantly talking shit about Dana White. And Dana White knows what he's doing. He's become privy to it, and now he's just not responding anymore. Because that's exactly what he wants. He wants Dana to respond because guess what? That gets him more media attention. So what he's done is he's hired one of the biggest names in MMA media, an Ariel Helwani. He sends him checks, and then Ariel promotes him to the MMA audience. And that's what he does. Yeah, I stopped watching Channel DC as a sellout too. There you go. Emblem says 2, but should actually be 6 months. It should change. It should change at the end of, I think at the end of 6 months or something like that. But thank you for the 6 months of membership, Mario. I appreciate you very, very much. Thank you for your support. Gervonta Davis, best. Okay. Yes. Okay. Rocha, LOL, Bisbing. I know Silva's old, but what about the fact that Silva not long ago beat Julio Chavez Jr., who held a belt in boxing and went to decision against Canelo? I mean, I don't know the exact facts on that exact fighter, but, you know, he couldn't have been in his prime. That's all I got to say. And I don't know that to be true, but it is what it is. He also beat up Tito Ortiz. Are we going to claim that as an accolade as well? Did you happen to see Dustin Jacoby versus Khalil Roundtree? I lost my parlay because of the judges. In my opinion, I had a 29-28 Jacoby. Yes, I did. I thought it should have went to Jacoby. I thought the first round was clearly Jacoby. I thought the third round was clearly Roundtree. And I thought the second round should have went to Jacoby. But I thought there was just enough margin for error that Roundtree could have gotten it. But if I was a judge, it would have been 29-28 Jacoby. And I don't think it was a very good decision. Yes, sir. What's up, Joey? What's going on, Eddie? For real, my phone says 2 for some reason. No, it's showing me it's 2 as well. But I forgot exactly what it does. But it'll update very, very soon. We had this issue before. So. Also the way O'Malley acted after the decision was he knew he lost. So did Tim Welsh. He acted surprised, washed up. Yep, washed up. That's how I always say it. Woodley was washed up when he had the belt. Yeah. How far do you think Chimaev is being from a UFC champion? I think he's 1 fight away. Woodley also would have KO'd Jake Paul with MMA gloves when he knocked him through the ropes. Also, if you mixed in kicking, okay. Can you make a video on Hamzat versus Colby so it goes viral? My videos aren't going to cause it to happen. MMA folks are sensitive because they have psyched themselves into thinking they're the most elite fighters in the world. They forget rule sets exist. Try to fly a jet with a Ferrari engine will not work. There you go. You're disrespectful to the sport you're covering by stating facts. You say things that are completely disrespectful. I'm not saying can't say these guys are past their prime or not high level. Well, look, if it's disrespectful to speak facts, then I'm going to continue to be disrespectful. For some reason, you have some allegiance to whatever you may have your allegiances to that you think, oh, you can't speak the truth because they're a legend. Anderson Silva is one of my favorite fighters of all time. He is washed up. Tyron Woodley is washed up. It is clear as day. It's not up for debate. It's not an opinion. It is fact. And if that's disrespectful, then I guess telling the truth is disrespectful. The truth hurts. And I will continue to do such. You don't, just because you love a sport, doesn't mean you have a zombie mentality for it. You know, there's so many zombies for the UFC who will just push anything Dana White says And they'll pretend, oh, MMA and the UFC is so great and there's nothing we can ever complain about and this and that. And it's very strange. It's a very strange mentality to just be an absolute dick rider of certain fighters, of a certain organization, of a certain head figure of an organization. It's disturbing. Chavez Jr. is a yayo addict and retired 4 years. There you go. Being past someone's prime means they're washed up. Exactly. Joe, would you like to be a judge? I can get you a job. You will be replacing Sal D'Amato, the worst judge in MMA history. No, I would not like to be a judge, but getting Sal D'Amato fired, I might have to take you up on that offer. Is Jake being drug tested? From what I understand, absolutely not. Sorry, not everyone sugarcoats statements. I will never sugarcoat statements. Woodley got gun shy, like him going out versus Vicente Luque, but was already cooked at that point. I mean, at the end of the day, even if Woodley wasn't washed, he was never an elite level striker. He had good power, and he had decent kickboxing. Kickboxing. Key word. Faking his fight from fighter pay. He is so insistent on focusing on the UFC, but never mentions other promotion. Realistically, a tiny percentage of overall MMA athletes make the UFC. I mean, he doesn't care. He does not care. I've actually have one video on the channel talking about that. He does not care about it. He just does it for attention. And he does it because his target audience is UFC fans. That is his target audience. That's who he's making money off of. And that's why I do not talk about it very rarely. I will never buy it. I will never watch it. And I implore you guys to do the same. Silva was done when his leg broke. Woodley's last 5 fights showed he was done. Exactly. Odds actually creates a fighter union. Very, very low. Very, very low. Just because something hurts to hear doesn't make it disrespectful or rude. Exactly. Why did this pop up? It popped up, but someone became a new member, but it didn't actually pop up with the new member. So now I'm a little bit confused. Let me go look over here and see if it pops up here. Oh, okay. It's someone who renewed. Freak MMA, thank you for renewing your membership. I greatly appreciate you. If you're in this chat, I don't know. This week's card showing women's MMA as the main event on Google. You hyped or not? I'm not hyped, but it's a decent fight, but it shouldn't be a main event. Saul scored 30-26 fight in Bellator this weekend. I didn't watch Bellator this weekend. But yeah, Saul's terrible. Aljo wanting to rest till June is ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't fight till June, he will go all the way from April of 2022 to June of 2023 with one fight. Disgusting. Best striker among active UFC fighters today? Probably Israel Adesanya, I would say. Kind of random, but your thoughts on Dan Hardy? I don't really have thoughts on Dan Hardy outside of he was a corny-ass commentator. Always saying corny-ass jokes. Outside of that, I don't really follow him too much now. I don't know what he's up to anymore. Aljo wants rest. He didn't even get hit last fight. It's the weight cut, I believe. I love Tony. He's still one of my favorite fighter. I love him, but I'll be the first to admit you can't wish what you want into reality. Facts are facts. That is true. That is true. You can't just say, oh, you know, this guy is still good because he's my favorite, but he's really not. It's just horseshit. Cody versus Piotr-Yan. Absolutely not. Doesn't care about fighter pay, just uses it for bait. That is very true. Helwani and JP deserve each other. They're both fake antagonists who play the victim when things don't go their way, and both use fighter pay as a way to get attention. Yeah, I mean, Ariel for years was just shield for the UFC. Very rarely mention it because he was going to get in trouble for doing it. And now, when he hates the UFC, he's independent. Yeah, there's a reason he calls himself, oh, I'm independent Helwani. I'm independent Helwani, which means I can say what I'm really thinking now. But what he's really saying is they were controlling what I was allowed to say before. That's what I hear. You know, I will forever give you guys honest opinions. So you guys can always trust my honest opinions. Whew. 150 views on Rodriguez versus Lemos prediction. Nobody cares about that fight, guys. Can you show us your Khabib autograph? It's downstairs hanging in my living room. So unfortunately I cannot. I don't know if I have a picture of it on my I do have a picture of it on my phone somewhere, but I have no idea where. I'm not going to be able to find it. So maybe next time I stream, I'll take a picture of it next time I go downstairs so I have it recently. So I'll take a picture of it so I have it in my recent pictures next time I go downstairs, and I'll show it on the next stream if you ask. But it's also, I have a video of all my MMA memorabilia and my members only videos. So if you want to become a member, the link is in the description. You can check out all my MMA memorabilia right there in one video. Joe, do you think we will have a controversial decision win for Izzy at 281? It wouldn't surprise me. Who do you have in Neil Magny versus D-Rod fight this Saturday? Could D-Rod get a decision? I'm leaning D-Rod. D-Rod has decent striking, that he does. To be honest, I didn't know you uploaded it till you mentioned it. Yeah, I have another video ready to go as well about Jon Jones versus Stipe Miocic. The only reason Helwani rides Jake is to get back at Dana. No, well, it's also he generates interest. And also, I think Jake's paying him, to be quite honest. I think I would bet my life he's collecting a check from Jake. How many MMA fighter autographs do you have? I don't know. Rough guess, like 10. I've always disliked Ariel. How you spill secrets for a multi-million-dollar company and cry when they do what any other company would do and ban you. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think they should have been able to ban him. But at the end of the day, he was working for them. They were, they were paying his paycheck, so I understand why they were upset. But I don't know. But Ariel's a show. What do you think of the lead D-Rod situation? I think it was closer than people think. And not a whole lot of action. I hope UFC champs just don't want to fight for another title at a weight class that would get annoying quick, less you deserve it like Volk. I agree 100%. I don't want to see just anyone saying, oh, I want to go up and fight for this or that. No, he doesn't care about fighter pay. He said he wouldn't have gone after Dana if Dana hadn't started beef with him. Does that sound like a person who is fighting for fighter pay or just FZ? Yeah, he knows what's going to try to get on Dana's nerves, and he wants Dana to fight back because it elevates him. What's going on, Joey? What's up, Iceman? Cody versus TJ, who wins today? I don't know, man. I'll say Cody just because I can't stand TJ. Feel like we saw Izzy fight last month. Yeah, it's been July, so it's been 3 months. I think Chandler will wrestle Poirier the whole time. I doubt it. That Mike Tyson autograph love is still up for trade. What, you're the one that has it? You want me to trade that? Hold on. You know what I actually have? I'm not trading it regardless. I think I posted my Khabib autograph on my community post forever ago. And let me see if I can find it real quick. I might be able to find it. I might not. It's hard to say. I think it's on a membership post. A members. So I might be able to find it pretty easily because I don't have a crap ton. Let's see. It should be right around here. Right around there. No, I can't find it yet. I might be able to find it. It should be here soon. It's one of my first members community posts. I post on my members only community tab. And it should be here somewhere. There's my Anderson Silva autograph. Let's see if I posted my Khabib. There's my Anderson Silva autograph. Why is it showing me the same thing? Give me 1 second, guys. Keep the questions coming. If you haven't liked the stream yet, I would greatly appreciate it if you liked the stream. For some reason, it keeps showing me the same stuff. And then it keeps going and going and going and going and going and going and going. I can't search either. Oh, I found it. Here it is. I'll take a picture of my screen. This is my Khabib Nurmagomedov autograph. I posted this in a community-only members post. Or a members-only community post. This is what my Khabib autograph looks like. Let's see if it focuses. Look at that. Looks pretty sweet, right? Boom. There you go. There you go. I'd love a Francis Ngannou and Charles Oliveira signed memorabilia. I would as well. I wish Aljo showed more killer instinct and went after TJ's arm. Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, he was smashing him with the ground and pound. So it's hard to find too much complaints. It's ridiculous when Ariel asks every UFC fighter he interviews a question to make them talk crap on the UFC and whether it's on pay. Yeah, it's because he has an axe to grind. I don't blame him, but it is kind of annoying. I don't know about all this Ariel hate, but I personally like the MMA Hour. It's nice to listen to start the week while working. Again, he's one of the best interviewers. I don't blame you for liking the MMA Hour, for sure. Yo, what's up? Adesanya's probably going to run faint and tap his way to the victory and then be like, look at that 2-inch spot on Alex's glove. It was me. I did that. Why don't you love me, ungrateful bastards? Or bitches, I guess. Yeah, probably. 69 people in the chat. Yeah, guys, if you have not liked the stream yet, like the stream. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. We're creeping till 6,000 subscribers. We are currently at 5,681. I would greatly appreciate you guys if you would subscribe to the channel. If you would like the stream, I would greatly appreciate it as well. That's how we get more people in here. We've been on here for 1 hour and 10. I have another video to drop. And that'll be out after the stream. Remember that one fight in women's MMA where the girl hurt her knee, but the other one kept wrestling, and it was a close... That gives me Aljo type vibes. Yeah, I can't remember who that was. But I do remember what you're talking about. Ariel, the type of dude to say Gesundheit when someone sneezes, probably. How are the prices in America right now? I don't know. I mean, they're kind of high. I don't know how to define them necessarily. Heavyweight is bizarre, least active division. Heavyweight division has always been god-awful. Fire, peace, brother. Okay. If the narrative that Dana doesn't want to pay his fighters didn't exist, the whole Jake gimmick for fighting for fighter pay would not exist one bit. I don't know how people think he genuinely cares. I don't know. I don't know. He does not care. He only cares about what kind of publicity it can get him. Is that RoboCop guy any good that Izzy wants to fight? He wants to fight RoboCop? Okay. Do you collect UFC Panini cards? I think that's how you say it. No, but I would like to. I would like to collect them. So, you know, it's one of those things where I don't even know how to actually get them. I don't know how to actually get them. And it's, you know, I think you can buy them in boxes, but I don't know. You like the heavyweight limit or don't think there should be a limit? I mean, honestly, I think the limit's probably good. You're not going to find that many elite level fighters who are going to be, you know, above 265. So I don't really care. Honestly, Joey, speaking of Habib, since he retired, I fell for the bait by Habib haters saying his legacy was great, but Islam win recently. They're just that good. Speaking of Habib, since he retired, I fell for the bait by the Habib haters saying his legacy wasn't that great. I mean, his legacy is solid. But at the end of the day, he kind of retired too early. And the early fights weren't that great. But he's definitely got a legit resume. I mean, the last 3 fights alone were amazing and domination. So, yeah, you shouldn't write him off. Very nice Habib piece, brother. Thank you. Islam beats Habib 10 out of 10. I don't know. You think it's weird people in the heavyweight division can fight with a 20-pound difference, but not other weight classes? Yeah, it is kind of strange. It really, you know, it is kind of weird. And you have Jalton Almeida, who's been fighting like at 220 in the heavyweight division. It's very weird. Very, very weird. But his fight's off this Saturday. It was supposed to happen this Saturday and did not happen. So, super unfortunate. But it is what it is. Just another UFC fight night that we got to get accustomed to. Very, very, very unfortunate. Habib was my favorite fighter before he retired. Moral of the story, don't let people sway your opinion. There you go. Unless it's based on good information, you know, it shouldn't be. Wow, that's a real Habib autograph? Yes, 100% legitimate. What's up, Joey? Been a little bit since I dropped by. 280 was pretty crazy. Appreciate you stopping by, Brandon. Thank you for stopping by, my friend. Yeah, 280 was pretty crazy. That's obviously a joke. Do you think these retired fighters like Bisping actually know the scoring criteria? I think so. I don't know, man. Sean O'Malley won. He did not win. He lost. It was a crazy robbery. But I guess technically in the history books he won. But he lost every single round, and it's not even close. Charles still beat Habib's opponents faster than him. I don't care. Fair enough. As a whole pay issue, Dana upped the pay for the entire Diaz card and didn't want to talk about it. Ariel was like, why isn't Dana saying he paid more? Unless it's to avoid paying more in the future. No matter what he does, they're going to find complaints, but there's a lot to complain about. So that's one of those situations where it is what it is. Fight nights are just trash anymore. It seems like it. It seems like it as of late. The fight nights are massive letdowns. And it is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it. And unfortunately, we just got to continue to watch them and not enjoy them and complain about them a little bit. But what are your thoughts on the Cater versus Allen fight? Just disappointing. I expected Allen to look good early, so it doesn't really tell me anything that he won the first round, and it wasn't like a super active first round. So just disappointing, inconclusive, unsatisfying, and that's what it is. There's nothing real. There's no assessment of the skill sets. Nothing. Calvin Kattar injured his leg trying to throw a flying knee, and we didn't get to see the fight play out. So I'm not crazy to think Jan won all 3 rounds. I think it's pretty clear he won all 3 rounds, especially the third round. I think the first round is closer than the third round, and I think Jan clearly won the third round. Like, I rewatched it twice after the live watch. He landed massive haymakers on O'Malley and just brutalized him and had multiple takedowns. And just overall, I think he outstruck O'Malley in the third round, regardless of what the stats say. O'Malley landed a knee and a couple punches, and that's it. The knee was brutal, of course, cut him open. 1 strike does not win you a round. Jan won the majority of that third round. And when O'Malley hurt him with the knee and then started chasing him down, he never really landed any of those shots. I don't know how you can give him the third round. But of course, he's popular, so of course people are going to defend him. Trade for 2 Bellator tickets. I'm not trading my Habib autograph. Never. I wouldn't trade it if you offered me $1,000, let alone for 2 Bellator tickets. I think Habib has an amazing resume. Only 2 strikes landed against him. Retired too early. Wasn't super active champ. Only fought close to peak condition except in the last title defense was ever 9 months. I mean, Habib definitely has a legit resume. I mean, people downing it are crazy. But the fact that Oliveira was coming close to eclipsing it was very legitimate. And had he beat Islam, he would have. But Islam did the dirty work for him. Ali says whenever Habib Islam spar, it's actually a stalemate. In my opinion, if they actually fought, I do think Islam is better skilled, but I see Habib winning because of mentality and chin. Could very well be. Islam is better than Habib, to be honest. That's what he proved, beating Charles like that to me. I disagree. I think Habib is better than Islam. But, that analysis might change. But we'll never truly know. That's a dream fight. I would love to see Prime Habib versus Prime Islam. Half-blind Oliveira is still a mythical fighter. That is very true. Maybe it was the fixed vision. It was the fixed vision of Charles Oliveira that fixed him up. I think he'd win too, Habib. Lots of lurkers. Yeah, we got 80 in the chat, but we got like 20 people participating in the... Or we got 80 in the stream. We got like 20 people participating in the chat. If you're lurking right now, let me know in the chat. If you're lurking in the stream right now, let me know. I'm curious to who's here. If you have not liked this stream yet, do me a favor and like the stream. I would greatly appreciate it. I do these all the time. I went on a massive rant earlier about something I don't even want to talk about on the channel. Okay. Let me know who's lurking. Let me know who's lurking. I am lurking, always here. What's up, Patty? What's up, Thomas? I have zero clue why he did that week from fight. To be honest, you would think he would give himself time to adjust. What are we talking about there? Sobro be lurking. Atticus Henry be lurking. What's up, my friend? What's going on? Little Seals playing video games. Amari Silvero is lurking. What's going on? I think Islam is better technically than Khabib, but Khabib's pressure, relentlessness, and physical attributes make the difference. I agree. Where was I at? Can you see Charles versus Islam going differently in round 2? What do you mean, in a rematch? Nah, I probably see the same thing going down. I'd pick Islam. Islam is really more of a technical rapper where Khabib just straight smashes you. That is very true. Khabib has significant, crazy ground and pound where Islam prioritizes the top position. Watching from the gym live, the content. I think you mean love the content. Appreciate you, Mikey Polo. Thank you very much. I'm glad you love the content, if that in fact what you mean. I have zero clue why he did that a week from the fight. Oh, okay, the vision surgery. Was it a week? Do you think Charles wins his next fight? I will say yes. What's up, G2? Apparently you were lurking as well. I think is okay, read that. Molly's twerking. Okay. That should have been a dono right there. That would have been a good dono. Amari, okay, read that. I seen Beneil interview with Luke Thomas. Even he said Charles didn't fight like himself. Yeah, it was a weird fight. So I wouldn't mind seeing a rematch down the line, but it's hard to say. Do you think Sean O'Malley can beat Song Yadong? I think it's possible. That'd be a fun fight. That's a matchup I never even thought of. But yeah, that'd be a fun fight. But I think O'Malley could win with his range. Forgot to tell you, I met Sugar Sean in a mall in Scottsdale when I was out there on vacation. I think you said it in the Discord, didn't you? I said it was awesome. That's pretty cool. You should have got a picture with him, dude. You should have told him, why is he insulting your boy? If you guys want to see Sean O'Malley insulting me, I posted the clip on my Instagram. At MMA Joey C. If you want to go follow me on Twitter and Instagram, at MMA Joey C. The Dustin and Chandler fight is going to be annoying because whoever wins is going to be begging for a title shot. That is very true. That is very, very, very true. And neither one of them deserve a title shot. So I'm not looking forward to that. 2 wins and Charles will be back in the mix, in my opinion. I agree. I mean, 1 win and he'll be back in the mix. I mean, legitimately 1 win and he'll be back in the mix. Hypothetically, if Sarukian got that win against Gamrot and he fought Dariush instead, how do you think that would have gone? I don't know. I probably would have favored Dariush. But I think Sarukian would have had a better chance to beat Dariush because of the striking. But I would have probably picked Dariush. I'd ask Chael, would you be mad if O'Malley punched you dong? There you go. Sugar was roasting? Yeah, sure. My name is Joey C. Haha, funny. Okay, that is awesome. 1 win. He has had enough title defenses. What are we talking about there? Oh, I see. You're talking about Charles Oliveira. 1 win and he could get he'll right back in the mix. I agree. Charles wasn't different at all. Can't agree on that. Man has been the same the past 3 fights. He didn't hire that Iranian dude to prepare for Islam. It's weird. He was initiating the grappling in most of the exchanges. I don't know why he didn't try to keep the distance and strike. That's what I thought his game plan would be. That would be the smart game plan, but unfortunately, it is what it is. Dariush impressed the hell out of me, to be honest. I was high on Gamrot. Dariush is incredibly underrated. Dariush was my early prediction, and then I changed. To Gamrot. What's up, dude? Love these late night streams. Appreciate you. I can't believe how late it is already, honestly. I wonder if the rise of Islam means Charles is the Whitaker of the division. Could very well be. That's a good analogy. Could very well be. I don't know, though, because Charles is just constantly getting hit. He's bound to lose a fight eventually. You know, I said it in the lead up. It would not surprise me if Islam chinned him. And Islam's striking is what set up the submission finish. So, in a way, that was partially true. Aljo versus Cheeto, who would win? I would want Cheeto to win badly, but I think Aljo would probably win. Just with the grappling, Cheeto's was out grappled by Frankie Edgar. What do you think Aljamain Sterling's going to do to him? I wish I could give Volk Beneil's takedown defense, then Volk could have a good chance beating Islam. Oh man, I don't think Beneil's beating Islam either. I don't see anybody in the division beating Islam right now currently. I believe Islam will beat Habib. The difference is because Islam is just a better striker, and I would love to see. I don't know, the pressure of Habib combined with the takedown defense, I think Habib would do very well on the feet against him. Yeah, man, there was no way Charles would have won that fight. I think Charles wanted to catch Islam in the guard, I guess. Yeah, I don't know why he didn't just try to stay at a distance, but stay at a distance. Every time Islam looked to close the distance and get the body lock back away. But instead it was Charles like initiating the clinch. And he's very good in the clinch and showed some good knees in the clinch and even showed some decent takedown defense. But I don't know. It was a combination of all Islam's skills that got him the win. Speaking of, do you see Rob getting Izzy round 3? I think it's possible. If he beats Paulo Costa, it's going to be hard to deny him. And the middleweight division isn't super deep right now. Thinking they should do an interim belt fight between Dariush and Chandler Poirier winner? Absolutely not. Poirier and Chandler do not deserve a title shot whatsoever. If anything, if you did an interim title fight, I would do Fiziev versus Beneil. Even though Fiziev still needs another fight or two, I would do Fiziev versus Beneil for an interim title. But even so, Islam's defending his title in February. So why would you do an interim title at all? My eyes itching like crazy for some reason. It's these massive lights on me. How would you see Islam beating Beneil through the striking or the grappling? Combination of both. Super defensively responsible, and I think he would get Beneil down and hold him down. But that'd be a very compelling fight because Beneil showed good scrambles and good takedown defense. But I just don't think it's good enough. I think Islam will get to like a back position, have a back body lock, and just continue to work Beneil, and then get him down and cement the position. I mean, Oliveira tried to catch Islam off guard, as in not expecting it, but didn't work. Yeah. Facts, Poirier will kill Chandler. Yeah, I think Poirier probably TKOs him. Chandler thinks all his fights are number one contenders. Yeah, that's true. Man, call me crazy, but I dislike motivational Chandler mode so goddamn much. He is kind of annoying. I'm not going to lie. Kind of corny as hell, too. Corny as hell. As long as Gaethje never gets another title shot, I'm good. I mean, Gaethje and Poirier both have had 2 title shots in the last year and a half, 2 years. Why are they getting other title shots? I do think Fiziev poses one of the better challenges to Islam. If I had to pick anyone to beat Islam, it'd be either Fiziev or Sarukian. Fiziev or Sarukian would be able to defeat him, in my mind. In my mind, that's the guy. Rafael Fiziev is a future champion, I believe. I do think Fiziev. Okay, read that. Bilal said yesterday Habib is beating Bilal easy, which is crazy because Bilal is damn good takedown defense. Yeah, but he's probably just hyping him up. Why do you think Chandler is just obsessed with adopting black children? I don't know if he's obsessed. Maybe that's just what's been available. You know, I don't think he's going out of his way and looking at, 6 different children and picking them based on skin color. My guess is that's just what's been available at the time, and that's what he's adopted. That's what he's found. How long he's streaming for? No idea. We're actually an hour and a half in, so probably not much longer, but we'll see. Yeah, Beneil gave up his back to Gamrot. A lot of scrambles. That's how you got subbed by Chiesa. Yeah, I think Islam would be able to get that back body lock and just ride him and just control him and press him forward and backwards. I also think Moises might be a future champ material. No, no, not anymore. I mean, he already lost to Islam. He's not future champion. Leon was destroying Bilal. That is true. Give Fiziev Armin's wrestling. I'd say he'd have a good chance to beat Islam if he can keep it on the feet. But Islam is, Fiziev is super technical on the feet. And if he can keep the distance, it'd be very interesting. Will Patty be taking more seriously if he gets Gordon out of his way? Probably not. I mean, Gordon's not all that great. I remember he said that it was important was their skin or something like that. I've never heard that, so I can't speak on that. Fiziev might have a chance because he did grow up in a Sambo background. There you go. I didn't know that. Reyes versus Span prediction. I think Reyes wins, but I'm a little bit worried about his chin with the power of Ryan Span. So I'm a little bit worried for him. How much longer do you think Sugar will be able to make 135 for? I don't know. 2 years. I have no idea. You mean destroyed his eye? What are we talking about there? What are we? I'm missing something here. Forget Leon a cheesesteak would destroy Bilal. Send him into a mental breakdown. Dude said he hates cheesesteaks. What a weirdo. What a weirdo. For sure. O'Malley will hide behind the rankings now. Just watch. It wouldn't shock me if he starts turning down fights and say, nah, I'm number one. You know, I wish they'd run that fight back with Piotr Jan. 5-rounder, main event. O'Malley would never do that in a million years. I'm telling you flat out. The UFC offered him that. There's no way he'd do that. No way he would take a rematch with Piotr Jan. How do you not like cheesesteak? What the F is wrong with you? There you go. What a weird thing to say. Bilal eyes that got destroyed. That is true. That is true. O'Malley won't rematch Chito? Probably not. I have my doubts about that as well. I think Bilal beats Colby, or at least 50-50. I think it's 50-50. Mr. Joey, is Jake a weirdo? Yes. O'Malley won't. Okay, read that. Allen versus Yair prediction. I lean Yair just because of the striking of Yair is very dynamic. Lots of power in the kicks, variety of attacks. But I think it could go either way. What's your hobbies, Joey, apart from MMA? Hiking, fishing, and that's pretty much it. Playing with my dog, taking my dog to the park. That's all I got time for. That's all I got time for. Allen by sub? Doubtful, but maybe. Yair doesn't have the greatest of wrestling. I mean, he was taken down and controlled badly by Edgar a few years back. Taken down multiple times by Max, I believe. Or at least once by Max. So, are you into cars? Not particularly. Not particularly. Nice, bro. Thank you. It's sad the most UFC champions are more active than contenders. That's why guys like Colby will never be a champ. Same for O'Malley. We'll see. We'll see. I have a feeling Alex will chin Islam early. We'll see, man, but I doubt. That's doubtful. Do you plan on hiking Mount Everest? Absolutely not. And you don't hike Mount Everest. You would climb Mount Everest. Hamzat versus Abu Bakar Nurmagomedov. Then Hamzat end up apologizing. Yeah, it was they were having dinner like the next day, right? Who should Max Holloway come back and fight, Arnold Allen or overrated Josh Emmett? Josh Emmett. Do Allen Yair and Josh Emmett Max Holloway. Holloway will beat up Emmett, get him out of the way. And then you do the winner of Allen Yair versus Volk if Volk loses to Islam. And if Islam beats Volk, or Volk beats Islam, then you do Max versus the winner of Allen and Yair for the new champion of featherweight. Who should Max Holloway? Okay, read that. Allen versus Brian Ortega. I'd go Allen. Why Aljo wants a rematch in June? He can't fight in London with Leon. Also get a British Caribbean. And they're a huge Caribbean. I have no idea, man. Aljo probably has trouble with the weight cuts. Will be my guess. Islam seems to have a bad chin from when he got dropped from a jab, so maybe, to be honest. Apparently, Abu Bakr is the shit stirrer of the group, the bad boy, so to speak. Did not know that. Did not know that. I had no idea. Sorry, 4 months of wrestling isn't going to catch up to Islam's 22 years of Sambo. That is very, very true. That is very, very true. All right, guys. Look, we're going to get ready and get out of here in a minute. I have a video I'm going to drop. I was going to drop it earlier, but I'll drop it now because I end up doing a stream. You guys will be the first to see this very video. This is a great video. It is 18 minutes long. The title of the video is Will Jon Jones versus Stipe Miocic happen at UFC 282? It is 18 minutes long. I go through the entire situation and let you guys know what's going to happen, what I think is going to happen, this and that and this and that about Stipe, Jones, and Ngannou, every piece of the puzzle. Do you think Chito will beat Petr Yan? No. Mijo, is a better wrestler than Islam? No. Islam can't make 145 for his life. Yeah, he's never making 145. Listen, could Zabit have been champion? It's possible. Aljo looked massive at bantamweight. That is very true. Listen, before I go, guys, I'm going to post this video link in the chat. You guys will be the first to see it. But before I go, make sure to like the stream. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. I will be live on Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern, so you can join me then for my weekly live chat. And I need you guys to do me a massive favor. I'm about to release this video. I need you guys all to go immediately watch it from beginning to end, like it, and comment on it to boost it in the algorithm. I'm going to post a link in the chat. You guys will be the first to see it. There you go. Boom. That's the latest video I just released. I would greatly appreciate you guys if you went and checked it out. It's out on the channel. It's out on the channel. Will Jon Jones versus Stipe Miocic headline UFC 282 or happen at UFC 282? One or the other. Headline UFC 282. Go watch it, like it, comment on it, boost it in the algorithm. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Join me on Wednesday. I will talk to you guys later. And enjoy the rest of your night. Good night, guys. Talk to you later.